This is my response to Beauty in the Brain, The Emergence of Aesthetics, which is chapter 7 of Ramachandran's The Telltale Brain. In this chapter, Ramachandran starts to talk about some of his laws that govern aesthetics that he's come up with, and one of them is the law of peak shift. Now, the law of peak shift says that if you're conditioned to like a stimuli, then you will prefer an exaggerated version of that stimuli. So he gave an example of a mouse who was conditioned to prefer a rectangle over a square. But when given the option of a skinnier rectangle, the mouse preferred the rectangle because that rectangle was more rectangular and it was an exaggerated version of the stimuli. I found this kind of interesting because I was thinking about people's appearances and getting hired for jobs. What if people come to like exaggerated versions, stimuli of people, and they say, I want to hire this type of person, and they have this idea in their head of the looks and the appearance of the person they want to hire, and then they can't hire that person because that person doesn't exist, because it's an exaggerated form of like any natural human being. So someone who's super skinny, if you're like a model, and like then people try to adhere to those norms, and then they become anorexic because they're trying to be preferred to a standard that is impossible. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I also was curious about, like, when people remember people that they know, do they remember an exaggerated version of them as well? Because if we're conditioned to prefer an exaggerated version of something that we like or who like we're friends with, would we think about them in a way that's more exaggerated than they are? So if we got a sketch artist in and someone was asked you to tell them what your best friend looks like, would you make this person more exaggerated than they actually were? That was just something that I thought was interesting from this chapter.